easy to see just how popular chocolate-covered figs are, although the fig ice cream was also a big hit with people.
The consistency, it's creamier, and it's just very palatable, just excellent.
And they were saying the same thing about the fig syrup served with roasted lamb.
No pork.
That's wonderful.
In fact, everywhere you went at this year's Fresno Fig Festival, there were hundreds of people and artisan food companies all cooking or eating the succulent fruit. Some were trying it in different combinations for the first time.
It's always good with pork, but I've never combined it with the lamb. I think it's a nice combination.
It's music to the ears of Paul Mesplay and other California fig growers. His grandparents emigrated here from France before World War I and decided to start growing figs and grapes in the Central Valley. It's been a family business ever since.
And as my grandfather and then his children, my father and my uncles, saw how figs were doing, we planted more and more figs.
4 different types of figs grow in California, but the dark purple mission fig and the amber-colored Calimurna fig are by far the most prevalent. Paul grows both. 2/3 of his 550 acres are dedicated to figs, the remainder to walnuts. Harvest season of these mission figs will last until about November. Paul says determining when a fig is ripe is a matter of texture.
But this is the ideal type of fig you want to pick here. See how it's just starting to soften, it's full color. Nice and full, and when you pick it, you try to make sure you get the stem. And
now, why is it
just got
important
that.
to get the stem?
Because if you don't get the stem, you'll pull part of the skin off, and therefore it will not store well. I think a lot of the chefs, maybe as you saw today at the Fig Fest, really have taken on figs as a product they can really work with in their restaurants. It's an old product that's new again.
Some of the figs will be sold locally at farmers markets and other market stands, but most are being packed to be shipped to the East Coast, places like New York, Chicago, and Philadelphia, where there's a diverse ethnic population. Although we think of the fig as being a fruit, scientists say figs are in actual fact an inverted flower, and the seeds inside, well, that's the real fruit. Well, fruit or flower, one thing's for certain, figs are growing in popularity because they are so delicious and nutritious. Back at the Fig Festival, Marie Simmons was signing autographs on her new fig cookbook. The California Fig Advisory Board says fresh fig consumption has increased by about 60% as a new generation discovers that each fruit is a bundle of goodness.
They also are very high in B vitamins, and of course they have potassium, which most fruit does. But they're of all fruits, they're right up there at the top with nutritional value.
The chefs who were serving fig bread pudding were raving over how versatile figs are to cook with.
So from my end, they add texture, color, and just a very subtle flavoring.
Figs are believed to be one of the earliest fruits in the world and were introduced to America around the 1500s.
And our real goal, though, is to spread out the demand, introduce more people to figs, fresh figs especially, to get a new group interested in such a fabulously healthy fruit.
And judging by all the people who came to the Fig Festival, thousands of California figs will be enjoyed by generations to come.